Welcome everyone. Don't really need any props for today, unless you know that you like to use something. Also, I would like to remind you that you do not have to do anything that does not feel good to you. It's not about pushing yourself. It's about listening to your body and practicing accordingly, right? So we're starting in the crocodile position, please. Lying down on your belly, stacking your forearms, and bringing the elbows into towards the chest a little bit. So your chest is slightly elevated. There's a little bit of a back bend, and the back of the neck is long. So what that means is when you place your forehead on your stacked arms, that elongates the back of the neck, right? You can see that, you can feel that. If you place your chin on your stacked forearms or stacked hands, the back of the neck shortens. We do not want that to happen. And relax. And of course, if you do not feel comfortable in crocodile, you can lie down on your back in Shavasana. Wherever you are, gently scan your body for areas of tension or holding and see if you can let go of that on the exhalation. And now find your breath. Just notice your breath without changing it. And stay with your breath. Just continue breathing in whatever position you are. Just keeping your awareness on your breath. Maybe assessing your breath without judgment. Whatever is fine. And allow yourself to start breathing a little bit deeper now. Deepening, slowing down your inhalation, and then matching the exhalation. Relax. Relax the area between the shoulder blades. Relax your shoulders. For those who are just joining us, we're lying down on the belly in the crocodile position, arms stacked, forehead resting on the stacked forearms, and the rest of the body is relaxed. And this is to everybody. Just see where your feet are. And if you feel a little bit uncomfortable in your lower back, maybe you can take your feet a little bit wider apart. And relax. Relax the legs, relax the feet. Good. And now, if you are in Makarasana, the crocodile position, Bring your hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself up to all fours first. And then on the exhalation, to your child's pose. Any kind of child's pose that you like. You can take your knees apart, you can have your knees together, but do push the buttocks down to the heels, and then either extend your arms over the head for the extended child's pose, or you might choose to bring the arms back. Wherever you are, don't let your head hang. Place your forehead on some kind of support if you find that your forehead does not easily reach the ground. You can even stack your fists and rest your head. And rest, really rest. But also in this moment, we're preparing mentally to start moving, to start our practice. Okay. Good. And now bring your hands underneath the shoulders once again and push yourself up and take a comfortable seated position, either cross-legged, or if you're comfortable seated on the heels, that's a choice. But we're looking for a comfortable and symmetrical seated position. Cross-legged is not exactly symmetrical. One leg is in the front, but that's okay. Okay, so once you are seated, bring your upper body into a good and neutral alignment in the spine, but the spine is extended. So let's find that extension and neutrality in the spine first. Engage your abdominals lightly. Drop the shoulders. Reach the crown of the head up. Okay. Let's keep the hands on the legs for this one. We're going to start our gentle twists with the breath. Inhale here in the center, elongating. And then on the exhalation, let's do just the shoulders. Exhale. Just very gently twist the shoulders to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, just the shoulders to the right. Just one more time like that, just to feel it out. Listen to the feedback from your spine. Exhale, twist left, shoulders. Inhale, center. Exhale, shoulders to the right. And then inhale back to center. Okay, we're going to do a couple more twists to each side, but this time the twist initiates from the waist. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, bring your left hand behind. Inhale, center. Exhale from the waist to the right, right hand back. Continue with your own breath. Exhale, side. Inhale, center. Exhale, the other side. Good. And come back to center. Good. Let's take our left hand down to the mat, or you can use a support under your hand, like a block. Okay. And then inhale, reach the right arm up, elongate the right side, exhale. Side bend to the left. And you can choose to look up at your hand, or maybe look down, or just straight ahead. And whatever you do with your head affects the spine. So keep that in mind. Don't strive. Good. On the next inhalation, coming up, exhale, release the right arm down. Okay. Right hand down. Inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, side bend to the right, and again, keeping in mind that this affects your spine, turn your head to whatever direction that is helpful for you right now. Next inhalation, let's stretch up, both arms up, look up, Look up at the fingertips. And then exhale, bring the arms down. Okay, tabletop. Come to your hands and knees, use padding underneath the knees and your hands as needed. If your wrists are sensitive, you can soften the surface underneath the hands. Just make sure if you do that, that if like you're using a blanket or something like that, that it's not too soft, because otherwise it will throw your balance off. Okay? All right, let's take the knees apart and big toes together. Right hand in the center, left hand behind the head. Now, lift the abdominals slightly. And then inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, left elbow to the right wrist. Repeat. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, bring the left elbow to the right wrist and then take your right hand and thread it underneath the left. And turn the head to the right. Breathe. And on the inhalation, come back to center. Now just a breath here in the symmetrical position. Check on your abdominals. Lift the abs slightly. And then left hand in the center, right hand behind the head, and about 3 twists with the breath. Inhale, the chest turns to the right. Exhale, right elbow towards the left wrist. 2 more times with the breath. And then on the third time, take your right hand underneath the left, and then turn your head to the left. Abs in, breathing here. Good. And on the inhalation, come back to tabletop. And now watch your alignment. Knees and hips, wrists and shoulders, right? And now really spread your fingers wide and firmly press all the knuckles and the tips of the fingers into the mat, but don't grip. Right? Okay. Abs in. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees just a little bit. Remember, you do not have to do anything that you have doubts about. Breathe here. If you cannot breathe like this, lower the knees down. One more breath. And then lower the knees, untuck the toes, and come stand on your knees. Again, if you need padding under your knees, please place like a thin layer of something soft under your knees. Blanket, towel. The only thing, if you do that, if you do use padding under your whatever body part that you need to pad, make sure that it's even, smooth surface, so there are no kinks there like pushing on your body. All right, so kneeling. Feet and knees are about hip distance apart. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold into child's pose. Now, inhale, kind of crawl forward. Lie on the belly. Exhale. Then inhale, lift the chest, no weight in the hands. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back to tabletop. Exhale, child. Inhale, kneeling, reaching up. Again, exhale, fold, child. Inhale, come, lie down on the belly, exhale. Inhale, just using your back muscles, lift the upper body, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child. Inhale, come up, reach. Let's do it one more time. Exhale, fold. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up into cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up to all fours. And exhale, push back into child. And take a couple of resting breaths. You might not be exactly tired right now, but let's take this little pause to bring the awareness into the body and just notice how you feel without judgment. Okay, good. And now come up and sit in a comfortable seated pose. Again, you can sit on your heels, you can sit cross-legged. We're going to do some pranayama here, the energizing pranayama. So make sure that you can sit with the spine extended. Okay. So we're going to do a few rounds of Kapalabhati breathing. That's the sharp exhalation and a relaxed inhalation, everything through the nose. Now, if you have any issues with uncontrolled blood pressure, high blood pressure, if you have anything, any kind of whatever is going, maybe some abdominal issues, anything that this movement in the belly can hurt. It's actually up to you. If you think there's anything going on that this might not be good for, please don't do that. Instead, do a few rounds of deep, slow breathing, maybe with a count, whatever count works for you. 5-second inhalation, 5-second exhalation, or something like that. Okay? All right, and if you are joining me in the Kapalabhati breathing, so remember the belly pumps in and out. So exhaling, you're bringing the belly in and then just letting it relax on the inhalation. Do it at your own pace. So we're going to do 3 rounds of 11 and taking a break for about 3 breaths in between the rounds. You can also bring the hands to the belly, just maybe help pump the belly here. Okay, whenever you're ready. If you feel like this is making you lightheaded, please stop and continue with your slow, deep breaths. Okay, second round. Last round. Okay. Okay, give yourself some time to for your breath to come back to normal. And then when you're ready, come up to standing, please. Slowly and carefully. If you need to rest longer, please do so. Okay. Take your feet to about shoulder or maybe even wider distance apart, just any distance that makes you feel stable on your feet, right? And you can have your feet parallel if that's comfortable for your ankles, knees, or you can turn the toes out and then start swaying the hips side to side. And let your knees bend a little bit, so we don't want to bring any torque to the knees as we're doing that, and maybe starting to turn the torso side to side. Relax your arms, let them swing around you like empty sleeves. Okay, and now move in any way that feels good, that with the purpose of loosening and warming up the whole body. Bending your knees, moving your shoulders. Just move in the way that feels good. With abandon. Don't think about it, just move. Okay. Again, take a comfortable stance. Now, bring your fingertips to the shoulders. And soften your knees. Engage the abs lightly. So this creates a stable base for us. And now we're going to swim. Involve your whole body in this. And now reverse, backstroke. Breathe, don't hold the breath. Okay, good. And release. Let your arms swing up and down and maybe a little cross, alternating the top arm. Okay, now shake off one leg. Just let all the joints move. The hip joint, the knee joint, the hip joint. Good, and then the other one, the other leg. Also try to move your all three large joints on the right side. The leg. Okay, good. All right, let's take a moment here in Tadasana. So feet closer together. You can have your feet together if that's comfortable for you, or feet about hip distance apart. Strong legs. Okay, let's find your Tadasana, please. Mountain pose. Good posture, strong legs, strength and ease. Let's see if we can find this in our mountain pose. Strength, stability, and ease. Breathe. Okay, good. And open your eyes. If you closed your eyes, open your eyes now. All right. Let's come to the front of your mat, the short side of your mat. And then inhale, reach up, stretch. And then exhale, swan dive to the legs. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Then on the inhalation, come up about halfway. Reach the chest forward. Abs in. Exhale, fold. And step your left foot back for runner's lunge. Feel free to drop your left knee down if you need to, but maintain the elongation in the spine. Now, engage your abdominals and engage your pelvic floor. Lift it just a little bit. Breathe. And then on the inhalation, lift the upper body. Stack your hands on your right thigh. Remember, you can have your left knee down. Maybe lean forward a little bit, especially if you feel any pinching in the lower back. Lean forward, elongate the lower back. And you can choose to bring the arms up here. Breathe. Good. Now lean forward. Then bring your hands down. And here, if you wish, you can grab your blocks and support your hands on the blocks. Okay, we're going to work on the back of the right leg a little bit. Just bending and straightening the knee with the breath. So I need to bring my back foot a little bit closer for this one. You might too, or not. Then inhale here in the lunge, drop the hips. And then exhale, straighten the right knee. Inhale, back to lunge. 2 more times. Exhale, fold. Inhale. And then next exhalation, we're staying folded over the outstretched right leg. Remember to not overextend the right knee. You might want to soften that right knee. Breathe. Good. And then to come out of this, we're stepping the left foot forward, coming into the standing forward fold. So do whatever you need to do here. Take your left foot forward to meet the right. And then release the upper body over the legs, bending the knees as needed. And the other side. Take your right foot back into lunge, whatever variation. Runner's lunge, knee up, or low lunge, knee down. Now find your comfort and stability in this pose. Okay, let's engage the lower abdominals. Lift the pelvic floor a little bit, elongate the spine. The whole body is working here. Next inhalation, come up. Stack the hands on the left thigh. Maybe leaning forward to create more freedom in the lower back. Keep that engagement in the abdominals, the pelvic floor. And then let's rise up. Breathe here. Good. And then hinging at the hips, fold forward, and then release the hands to the ground. And let's take care of the left hamstrings. So inhaling, dropping the hips, and then exhaling, straightening the left knee. Inhaling, coming back to lunge. 2 more times. And after the third time, stay folded over the left leg. Watch for overextension in the left knee. Good. And first prepare mentally for coming out of the pose. And then when you're ready, step that right foot forward, exhaling into the fold. And then bending the knees. On the inhalation, come up. And exhale, bring the arms down. Okay. Now come stand facing the long side of your mat with the feet out wide. We're just standing here and breathing. My heart rate went up, and if yours did as well, let's calm down. Let's allow the heart rate to come down a little bit with deep breathing, slowly. And then when you're ready, no rush, when you're ready, triangle. So take your feet apart, and you can always adjust your feet, the distance between the feet later. So let's start with the feet parallel and hands on the hips. Okay. Now engage the lower abdominals, lift the perineum floor, and very lightly squeeze the buttocks, like your glute muscles are hugging your tailbone. And then turn your left foot out. And bring your right toes towards the center a little bit. So this will make your right hip turn to your left a little bit, and that's what we want. But the chest is facing forward, right in front of you. Okay? Right. And then adjust your leg. If you feel any kind of unpleasantness in the right hip or right knee, right ankle, see what you can do with that right foot, because that's all about the foot here. Okay. Now, hands on the hips. And we're going to keep both sides of the torso long. So try not to collapse on any side. Okay. And also do not fold forward, please. That's not about that at all. So we want to keep the chest open, pushing the right shoulder back, and then lean over that right leg. And be concerned about your lower body, so it's strong, so you have a great base to uphold you, right? So if you feel that, then you can play with the arms. You can release the left arm down. You can choose to lift the right arm up, maybe stacking the shoulders, maybe lowering the right hand on the lower back. And again, what you do with your head, with your neck, affects the spine. So find whatever you want to do with your head, keeping that in mind. Maybe looking down, maybe looking straight ahead of you. maybe even looking up. But that will pull you out of balance more than other positions of the head. So good. And to come out, bend the left knee, push into your left foot, come up, and parallel the feet. A big breath here. And then turn the right toes out when you're ready. Also reminding you that you can skip a pose if you wish. You can skip breathing though. If you're taking a break, keep breathing deeply, resting, but don't go around. Don't go get a snack or something like that. Okay? All right, stay in the zone. Okay, hands on the hips. So make sure you're aware of the position of your pelvis in space. Lower abdominals in, lift the pelvic floor. And then leading with your right elbow, start leaning over that right leg, any degree. Maybe it's just a little bit, maybe it's a lot. It's up to you. Okay? All right, once you found your position of the pelvis, the legs. Okay. Now pay attention to your base. Do you feel strong in the lower body? If not, see what you can do about it without too much effort, remember? Okay, and then you can let your right arm release towards the floor, and then choosing whatever you want to do with your left arm and the head. And to release the pose, relax your top arm and the bottom arm, maybe bringing the hands to the pelvis, or that's not necessary if you want to do it. And then bend that right knee, push into the foot, and from there, come up, parallel the feet, and take a couple of breaths here, releasing in the center. Okay. Feet parallel. Turn the left toes out. Legs, feet for warrior two. So there's your left heel and right arch are on the same line. And then again, once we come into the pose, you might want to change the distance between the feet, or if you already know how much distance you need, you can start from there. And I generally know that I need more distance between the feet for my warriors, open hip warriors, than triangles. So I'm going to take my feet out a little bit more. Hands on the hips. Okay, the chest is facing in the center, in between your feet, in front of you, okay? And then inhale here. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, come back up. Again, inhale, stacking the knee right over the ankle. Okay, please do not, let me see if I can show this. All right, so don't let this happen so that your left knee is coming towards the center of the body. This is really bad for the knee, okay? It needs to be straight, right over the ankle. All right. If you were in warrior, release your left leg. Now, give it a little break. So straighten the knee. Okay. And then on the next exhalation, we will be coming to warrior two and staying there. So inhale, exhale, look down at your knee, engage the core, and then arms up, parallel to the floor. Turn the head, look at your left fingertips. Breathe. Good. And you can release the arms, straighten the knee, and parallel the feet. Take a breath here. And the other side. So turning the right toes out. Look at the alignment of your feet, more or less heel to arch or heel to heel. Hands on the hips. And then with the breath, bending the right knee. And then on the inhalation, coming up 2 more times. See if you can drop your hips down a little bit more every time. Good. And this time we're staying. Look down at your knee so it's not falling in. Keep pushing it out towards the back of you. Arms out. Strong core. Perineum floor is engaged. Let's turn the palms up. So notice what it does for your shoulder blades, your shoulders. Keep that, and then turn the palms down. Make sure you're not lifting the shoulders. Drop the shoulders. Neck is free. Okay, good. Time to come out. Release the hands. Straighten the right knee. Parallel the feet. And then you can step the feet together, shake them off. Okay. Abdominal squeeze. So take your feet about shoulder or maybe a little bit wider apart. Bend your knees. And put the weight of your upper body into your arms. The arms are locked. Your elbows are locked here. Let your shoulders come up to the ears. Exhale completely. Inhale. And on the next exhalation, pull the belly towards the spine as hard as you can. On the inhalation, release. Continue at your own pace. Good. Squeeze it one last time on the exhalation. And then completely release on the inhalation. Come up. Breathe. Okay. Take your feet closer together. Maybe hip distance apart, maybe even bring your big toes a little bit closer. They might be even touching, but only if this feels stable for you. It does not for me, so I'm going to take my feet a little bit apart. Okay, great. Inhale, bring the arms up, bend the knees. Continue your inhalation, bringing the arms alongside the ears. And then exhale, arms to the side, straighten the knees. Repeat. And next time we're holding, but not the breath. Holding the chair pose, but not the breath. Okay, see if you can bring a little bit more weight towards your heels. Drop the buttocks down. If it's too much for your shoulders, you can cactus the arms or even bring them parallel to the floor. Actually, let's do that. Everybody, bring your arms parallel to the floor. And now notice how this creates an opportunity to be aware of the pelvic area, engaging the lower abdominals, lifting up the pelvic floor. Breathe. Good. On the next inhalation, let's bring the arms out and continue. Inhaling, straightening the knees, reaching up, looking up at the hands, and then exhale, bring the arms down. Okay, you can move your shoulders around too if you need to shake off the legs. Okay, let's challenge the balance a little bit. Remember, you can always hold on to something. You can hold on to the wall or any other piece of furniture that's next to you. So this is what I'm suggesting. And you can hold whatever stage of this that you wish. Okay, so bring your weight onto the right leg and bring that hip in. So tighten the muscles around the right hip. And now bring your left foot forward a little bit on the toe, and you might choose to stay here or lift the knee. Maybe twisting to your left. Focus your gaze on something that's stable, that's not moving. Good, and then come back to center and release the foot down. Shake off the standing leg. Take a moment before going to the other side, but not too long, so we don't want to lose the concentration for this. Okay, weight onto the left leg, bringing the, now engage all the this area, right? Abdominals, pelvic floor, muscles around the left hip, and then maybe staying right here, like on the toes. That already challenges your balance. Okay, or maybe you choose to bring the right knee up, maybe twisting to the right. And come back to center, release the foot. Well, that was not with much control, but you want to do it with as much control as possible. Okay, shake it off. And come lie down on the mat, please. On your back with the knees bent. Now place your arms in any comfortable, relaxing positions. We're going to take a couple of resting breaths, again noticing how the body feels, how the state of the mind is. Relax. Maybe even close your eyes. Okay, and then roll over to one side and come lie down on your belly, please. Okay, if you do not have any issues with your lower back at the moment, bring your feet closer together. Otherwise, you can have your feet apart. Hands underneath the shoulders, forehead down. Now press the tops of the feet into the mat. That will lift your knees. Now the front of the pelvis. Squeeze the buttocks lightly. Move the shoulders away from the ears. And then inhale, come up into cobra. Exhale, lower halfway. Again. Long spine. And relax your forehead down. Now extend your arms back, palms down. And this time we're lifting the legs and the upper body, the arms, and holding. Don't throw the head back. And lower on the exhalation. Now relax your arms in any way. Just place your arms wherever you want. Place your head down on one side. Bend your knees, bring the feet up, and then sway your feet side to side. Now turn the head to the other side. Breathe. Good. Release the feet down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself up and back into child's pose. Breathe into your lower back. Just as you inhale, sense your breath going to the lower back area, the kidney area, the sacrum. And now to come out, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, push yourself up, and lie down on the back, please. Come lie down on the back. You can have your knees bent, or you can choose to bring the arms over the head, straighten the legs, and give yourself a full body stretch if that feels good, using your breath as well. Deep inhalation and then a full exhalation. Okay, and then whenever you're ready, bring your legs up into tabletop. Like this. So your thighs are vertical and your shins are parallel to the ceiling. You might want to take your arms out to a T at the shoulder level, palms up or down, wherever you want them. Okay, now bring your awareness to your lower back and feel that lower back on the mat, right? Okay, and now with the breath, on the exhalation, inhale here, lower back to the ground. And then on the exhalation, bring the knees to one side, almost to the floor. And if you want to add, you can straighten the legs here. And then on the inhalation, bringing the knees back to center. Keep the head in the neutral position, looking up. Then on the exhalation, lower the knees to the other side, as close to the floor as you can, maybe choosing to straighten the legs. And on the inhalation, back to center. Repeat. One more time, each side. And then whatever side you are on, drop the knees down all the way. And see if you can relax your opposite shoulder. And here you can do a spine twist of your choice. You can have the knees bent, you can straighten the legs, maybe even use your hand to firmly press down on the top leg, knee. And then relax the areas of the body that are not involved in this twist. Like your face. Relax your face. Breathe. Okay. And let's come back to center. And then drop your knees to the other side for your spinal twist on. I'm going to turn around because I don't have room in the back. But you stay right where you are. So the knees drop to the other side. Relax your other shoulder, the opposite shoulder. Let it come towards the ground. And maybe you want to straighten your legs and use your hand to press gently. And then relax whatever you can relax here, including your breath, by the way. So in this twisted position, the diaphragm, the movement of the diaphragm is impeded a little bit. My mic is somewhere under my chin, sorry. So back to the diaphragm movement. So this actually helps to strengthen the diaphragm and exercise it as a muscle, you know. But we do want to breathe, we do want to soften the breath, so there's not much effort there. Okay. Let's come back to center. So roll over onto your back, legs and tabletop, and then release the feet down. Place your hands on your lower belly. Relax. Close your eyes, or you don't have to if you don't want to. Take a deep, deep breath. Again. Let your belly rise underneath your hands without muscular effort from the abdominals. Okay. Now take your feet apart, knees bent. You can relax your arms. Knees bent, feet to the sides of the mat. And now let just your right knee drop open to the side. Breathe. On the next inhalation, bringing the right knee up. And exhale, let your left knee drop open. You can actually use a support. I did not mention it on the first side, but if you need to, you can place a block or whatever, pillow under that knee that's down. In this case, it's the left knee. Depending on whatever's going on with your legs, joints. And then see if you can relax into this. If you cannot relax, if there's pain or some kind of unpleasant sensation, back off, please. Just maybe open that leg just a little bit. But do keep the opposite knee up. Breathe. Nice, quiet, deep, slow breathing. Relax the face. Okay, and then on the inhalation, slowly bring that left knee up and bring both knees into the chest. Hug both knees into the chest. You can hold the backs of the thighs if that works better for you. And now we're going to lift the upper body with the breath a couple of times. On the exhalation, lift the upper body, reach your forehead to the knees. Inhale about halfway down or all the way down. Again, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower. One more time. Exhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release all the way down. Bring the bottom of the feet down to the mat. And now I'm going to offer you a one last release for the lower back and stretch for the hips, which could be just bringing the knees up and just relaxing the legs, letting the knees come out to the sides in a relaxed manner. You can hold on to your legs and maybe flexing the feet, turning the toes out. That creates a little bit different stretch in the hips. You will feel it. Or maybe you want to take your happy baby. All of those are perfectly good choices. Maybe even rocking side to side. Good. If you need to be in this position a little bit longer, you can. And then whenever you're ready, bring the knees together, feet down, and then start preparing yourselves for the relaxation, please. Remember, you can have support under your knees, especially if there are any lower back issues. You can support your head and neck with a thin layer of folded blanket, as long as it's not pushing your chin down. You might want to put on extra clothes, jacket, socks, blanket. Take your time making yourself comfortable. We're not gonna stay in this relaxation very long. Actually, you can stay as long as you want. So when I cue the end of the relaxation, you don't have to come out. You can stay as long as you need, as long as you have time for. Okay. All right. So make your adjustments. So move around in your relaxation position in any way that helps you settle and find a more comfortable position. But we do want to stay close to Shavasana with props and all that, but as close to being flat on the back as possible without struggling. That's the first rule of Shavasana. Need to be comfortable. Relaxation, I should say, not Shavasana. All right. So once you're there, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and allow that slow, deep exhalation to relax you. Notice your breath without changing it, and allow it to soften. Now bring your awareness to the back of the body and feel yourself firmly supported by the ground. Now bring your awareness to the front of the body and relax. Relax your abdominals, relax the chest, the upper chest, the front of the shoulders, the back of the shoulders, the pelvis, and the hips. See if your arms and hands need a little bit more softening and relaxing. And now the legs and the feet. So use your exhalation to help your extremities relax. And remember that you're doing all of this without too much effort. Just joyfully, easily using your breath. Let it go, relax. Notice your thoughts. And remind yourself that we're looking for the thoughts to not control you, but the other way around, for you to control the thoughts. Remember, the thoughts do not have the power to control you. You have the power to control them. And that's it for now. Let it go. Just enjoy your breath for a few full rounds of breath. The round being a full inhalation and a full exhalation. Now feel free to stay in your relaxation position as long as you wish. If you are ready to come out, start moving your fingers and toes, very gentle movements. And maybe gently rocking your head side to side. And then when you're ready, bend your knees, roll over to one side. Cradle your head in your arms. Just pause there for a second. Taking a few breaths here in the fetal position. And then when it's time to come up to a comfortable seated position, try to do it without much fussing around. Just containing that feeling that you've created throughout your practice. And once your spine is upright, again, not too much movement here. Let that energy spread out throughout the body with the spine vertical. Breathe freely. Right. And then I invite you to either join me in our closing, or you can finish and seal your practice in any way that's meaningful for you.